Okay, so I'll reset this. Open my content drawer, grab my NPC and place him in, just starting fresh. Rotate him, just face where we start. We want to go over to make sure it's selected here in the details. And you want to customize this side here. So there's two sections. There's conversation info and quest ref. These are the two things that you want to customize. The first one is the NPC message 1. This is the first message that he is going to say to you. So it could be like, hi, how are you? And then if you want to add a response, you can click this and then write anything you want here. So say if this was test 1, then when this is clicked, which is now message 1 button 1, you choose where you want this to go to. So if you want this to go to message 2, then as simple as that, when I click test 1, it will then go to message 2, which will be the next response. Secondly, if you want this to be a question, this does need to be ticked. So right now, if I walked up to him and interacted with him, he would say hi, it would ignore all this because it's not a question, so I don't need to respond. He would just be saying hi. So this is good for if you're wanting to do a tutorial or something, or you just want multiple texts to happen before you can respond. So say for now there's only going to be one response. He says hi, I say hi back, and that's a question. So that means this needs to go to message 2, and it would then begin the next phase of questions. So you would repeat the same process, and you can have up to 4 responses. You can do whatever you please, but the last one I normally put goodbye, and I would have this as a bye message for each one, so you can back out whenever you want. And you can put these to wherever you are wanting. If I want that to go to 2, this one to go to 1, you can put it anywhere you want. Just make sure you know what you're doing. Next is here, which is what the NPC will talk to you after giving you a quest. So let's say when I initially, going back up here to the hi, where am I at? Hi, hi. So I click hi. Clicking hi takes me to message 2. Message 2 can be quest, and he can tell me about the quest. And the quest can be, yes, I want to do the quest. No, I don't want to do the quest. I can say hi again if I wanted to. And then this would mean if I click yes, it would then go to quest. If I click no, it would then go to a message 3. If I clicked hi, it would then go back to the hi message. If I clicked bye, it would leave. That's how I want that to be. So now that we have a quest system, quest dialog, if we were to click quest, we would then down here say what the accepted message is. So this could be as simple as what the goal is or something, or if this message here called quest was go to the bridge, for example. This could either be go to the bridge if we did it that way, or this could be something like please. It could be whatever we wanted here. So let's just say you will go now, question mark. So next is hand in message. This is what happens when you have already accepted the quest, but you go and talk to the NPC again. So let's say I started this conversation again. I clicked yes to go to the quest. It would then say a message like, say if I wanted to bring something back, is like, have you not found it yet? Are you lost? Stuff, something like that. So I could say, do you need directions? Or you could say, do you need help? Do you need something? Or just go away? Why aren't you done yet? Can you hurry up? Something like that. So say he hasn't gone, we'll say, hurry up. Next is the completed message. This is what happens when you do the same process and you have this time done the quest desired. So this could be good job or well done. Oh, I was going to combine them then. So we'll put good job here. Okay, next is the quest ref. So now we have a whole entire conversation down. In here is the actual name of the quest, which is going to be stored. This bit you don't need to look at, but it's just to show you. The quest will be top left, and the quest log. I can't remember where I put that. It's right there. Then the quest log, it was literally right next to it, would store everything as a description. So, clicking this guy again. Quest name. Let's continue this walk into the bridge. We can just call it something really nice and simple. Bridge task. Then a brief description. Walk to the bridge. Now here, as actor reference, we would put whatever we want for it to be. It has to be something inside the level, or it could be something inside a different level, but right now we only have the one. So to make this easy for ourselves, in the content drawer inside of quest is this location BP. We can put this, let's say this is a bridge. We can put this on here. We can make it whatever shape or size we wanted. We'll just keep it as a generic cube, however it was, and put it here. The best way I find to get this is by clicking this pipette tool or the pick actor from scene. You click this, I can then drag it to make sure it's on the right thing. Hit location BP. Now that is the goal for the quest. And that essentially is how you do everything for him. Ignore all this on top. That is how you do everything to set up an NPC. And then if I wanted another one, let's just say he is here. And then you would repeat the same process. Make sure self is now NPC2. Make sure self is selected, and you would have to repeat the whole process again. Secondly, what else you could do is, say if I want the camera to be somewhere different. For whatever reason, when you talk to this guy, you want a top-down view. You can make it as such. If I click play, walk over to him, it's now a top-down view. That's just for customization. Now heading to a conversation I made earlier, which is right here. Just double check. Yes, this is it. Another thing you can do is customize how you interact, like the animation that plays when you interact with them. So right now, inside the NPC blueprint located right here in the content folder, in the content drawer, on the event graph for the NPC, on the far left of all the comments, you'll find all of this text, all of these nodes. You want to drag this into the desired animation you'd like to play. So if you want to move the camera and play it over time to a location, you would drag it into this one here, set view target blend. If you want to flash the screen and teleport the character, you would drag it straight into this one instead. If you want to flash the screen and teleport camera, you would then drag it into this. And make sure each time you change it, you click compile and save, and it will save. So right now, we'll start from bottom to top. Flash screen, teleport camera. We drag that into here, compile, save, and we can talk to this person. I'll walk over to him and click E to interact. He then says, "Hi stranger, how are you?" And I can respond with hello, where am I, or goodbye. So I'll click goodbye just to show how the animation is happening here. You see the flash, that's how that one works. If I drag this straight into here, compile and save. Now it moves the camera, but it still does that little flash. The flash is basically just so that the player can get to where he needs to be. And then say if instead we want to move the player and camera over time, so there isn't a set flash, ignore that. I'll drag this straight into this one here, compile and save. And then, say if I'm facing this way, he moves into the correct spot, is how this works. And I can show you how this conversation here works if I quickly break down what it is that I did. These are the messages here. So the first one's not a message. He asks, how am I? I say hello, where am I, goodbye. goes to different messages, and you can get a full interaction. I'll show you the full interaction really quickly. Ignore that part. I'll just put this into here. It's just my preferred one. So walk over to here, speak to him. Hi, stranger. How are you? Let me say hello again. He says hi again. And we can keep going in a cycle if I wanted. I can ask, where am I? You're within my tool. And then I can say, oh, okay, how am I? Let me say, where am I? You're within my tool. What do you want? He says, you're within my tool. I forgot to say hello. He says, hi again. Hello, hi. Where am I? I forgot to say hi. And then at any point, if I wanted, I can say, bye-bye, and I will leave. And that is how to use this tool.